quite a while ago here. So yeah, basically we kept them 2 maps out. We brought Heavy Rain in, and we kept Derelict Watcher and the Bel'Shir Vestige. So a couple of older maps here. Bel'Shir Vestige, a map that pretty much everyone is always happy to play on, though, as I forgot to put my Game Heart interface on, so this is going to be annoying viewing for me.
That's fine, that's fine. I have it on. So, spawning in the top location, we have Niroxs playing under a barcode account, which is also his real account. He is playing for team mYinsanity, a Switzerland-based multigaming team with a gaming house as well. To my knowledge, one of the very few, if not the only European-based team with a team house. Which certainly contributes to the quality of their players and the quality of their training. He's spawning as the Pink Zerg. And his opponent is going to be teNu from team Nuit Blanche, the French multigaming team. Winners of multiple French national finals, actually, in StarCraft 2, and he's playing as the Red Terran player, opening with a barracks first, so no proxy barracks shenanigans going on, despite Niroxs having checked for that with the drone on the right side of the top of the map.
Yeah, man, Nuit Blanche back in Brood War were one of the best French teams. They won the French Championship multiple times, and that's, being the best team in your country is pretty impressive, especially, how popular Brood War was, even in the foreign scene. So, they're a team to take seriously. They've not had as much of a splash in StarCraft 2 as this little drone comes in, starts nibbling away on teNu's SCV. But just in case you are wondering, what kind of players are on this team, well, a couple of the guys you might recognize are Funke, who is Mana's brother. He's a Terran player. We have Indy as well, who I think made quite a splash for himself in terms of trying to be like a personality streamer kind of guy, and of course like player as well. And Snitchables too is it's a player from Norway, a Zerg player who you're probably quite likely to have heard of if you are quite in depth with the European scene.
Oh yeah, definitely. By now I think everybody knows who Funke is. Mana giving him shoutouts from time to time, and he is a frequent competitor in the ESL's Go for SC2 Cups as well. Now we know who is lagging. There have been questions about this already. Penguin immediately throwing the Naniwa out there.
I'm not even sure if this guy is one of the streamers. Like, he just kept rejoining, and I gave up on this one. But anyway, we'll get this guy out. He's going to be out of here in 30 seconds, and then hopefully we'll have a flawless little TVZ with a Reaper opening to get into.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the opening of the Zerg player here, Niroxs, who has opened with a hatch first, probably on 15, into a gas and a pool on 16. Just now making the overlord and finishing the couple of drones up there, so he'll be probably shooting for a quick link speed here with the first 100 gas, and approximately around the 6 minutes to 7 minute mark. The earlier the better. He'll try to get down a third base up in the top right corner over here. If he manages to successfully defend the incoming Reapers, that is. And the only threat he would face afterwards would be probably Hellions, but they don't come around until like the 7 minute mark, 7:20, something like that. Especially if the Terran player is not getting a factory straight up, but getting an expansion before then. Interesting thing. Oh yeah, that's a Spore Crawler to save the drone, so okay, good piece of micro there by Niroxs as this Reaper is getting out.
I always do the same thing. I'm like, he's building a Spore Crawler already. He's taking 4 gas. Oh no, he's just saving his drones when you check that.
And it's funny because I play Zerg as well, and I do that quite frequently because it's only 25 minerals, and I still keep making the same mistake.
It's because as these Reapers continue marking, they've picked up one drone. They're actually getting out most of these links because the Queen's aren't even actually ready yet.
Yeah,
and,
that's...
wow, this is really nice. Doesn't lose a Reaper and good initial damage here. And these Queens will start popping out, and finally the day will be saved. And these Reapers going away. What I was going to say is it's just when you're in casting mode, you're like, check the production tab. Oh my god, they're going to get another drone!
Wow, that's a lot of damage being taken early on by by Niroxs. He lost, well, not a lot of damage, but a decent amount of damage. I mean, better Zergs don't even lose a single drone to this harassment, but Niroxs, you know, since he did get the gas before the pool, which is quite okay, but you're always running the risk of having your Zerglings and Queens just slightly later than if you go pool first before the gas, and so you pretty much have to be on top with your micro with the drones. Look at this Reaper being so cheeky, just constantly trying to stay out of the range of the Queen. It's like he's goading the Queen into attacking the Reaper, but the Queen is getting very mad, even venturing off creep to try and catch that. So yeah, double evolution chambers being thrown down before the third base even is attempted to come up, which is a little bit intriguing to me. Usually you do want that third base being up before you start taking or building additional buildings, but I think, you know,
This hatchery, man.
Niroxs hasn't rebuilt his initial Zerglings, so this might be an adjustment. Since he doesn't really want to waste the drones, he'll make a wall off and use it for upgrades later on.
He's got this hatchery and his opponent's natural.
Yeah, that's
Which
also
is
true.
which is kind of annoying, but kind of weird because it's a really late time to build a hatchery, and I mean, it's literally just to stop mining for as long as possible. But teNu, he's just going to stop mining here anyway. He's got a bunker up. You know, Hellions are here. There's not going to be any damage done. We actually have Hellion Banshee on the way. I mean, it kind of delays these Hellions moving across the map for a little while. But this is 300 minerals he commits to this, and the Broodlings shouldn't kill anything.
I mean, the creep is going to extend, and it's going to take a moderate amount of time before it recedes again, but I can't imagine... I don't know, man. I mean, the minerals can still be mined, right? It's just the distance will be slightly longer, but they can still be mined. The command center managed to land before the creep started to spread. So I don't know if this was a wise decision. This puts Niroxs down to only 2 hatcheries here, and he's not going roaches or anything. So, you know, I don't really think he can. He put himself into a good position. I think he's really behind at this point.
Yeah, we have teNu. He's going to come and check for this third base, and when he sees nothing, you know, he's probably going to be feeling pretty happy. And you know, he might be thinking, well, are you going for a fastish lair or something here? You know, he could check into that. He can check the natural pretty easily, but he's also got the Banshee, so he could check the main base too. And you know, he's going to see, well, no. We see a few glings coming out of these lava, but again, not really achieving too much here. Very few workers killed throughout the game, and I mean, finally teNu gets to take his natural. And I mean, obviously, I think it's actually probably denied more than 300 minerals of mining, maybe, just about.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Like, it's one of these things you can't really judge too well.
Maybe it has, maybe it has not, but right now these Banshees are starting to do work on those Queens. Good transfuses coming in from Niroxs, but still, since the lair is not yet done, he doesn't have mobile detection yet, and he'll have to play it pretty defensively. He is streaming lings across the map, so he'll try to go for a counterattack before this wall is finished, or maybe even will try to hit the third base location. He knows no third base is there, and he knows it hasn't re-landed here on the right side. So I wonder if I wonder what these lings are going to be doing. They could run in right now.
They're going to get blown up by mines, though, unless he's very careful about it. And at the same time, these Hellions and Banshees are doing a lot of damage at the front. They actually pick off a creep tumor as well. So
and
Niroxs
2 Queens.
Yeah, Niroxs is he's so heavily contained on 2 bases here. Like, he can't break out. He's putting down a Spire. He's putting down a Balin Nest, but this is all stuff he would like her to have done on 3 bases. Not 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with having access to only 4 gas geysers as opposed to 6, he's not really going to be able to build very many Mutalisks here, and you know, once the pressure from the Terran player starts coming in, when he has his +1 finished and his combat shields will be done, he's actually getting double NG base, so he'll be on 1-1. The 2-2 for the Zerg player is nice, but once the pressure starts coming in, he'll have a hard time reinforcing with both Banelings and Mutalisks, I feel like. Meanwhile, the Banshees are taking down another Queen and another. The Lings are forced to come back, and they don't trade very well versus the Hellions, but do manage to take them out. And now only the Spore Crawlers are standing in the way between the Banshees and the drones, as majority of the Queens have been taken out. But in the end, Niroxs takes care of that, and well, now would be the opportune time for him to try and take a third base, and he does queue it up. Spire is just about finishing though, and well, to be fair, he does have 1200 gas.
Yeah, he's going to spend the rest of it in Zircons as well, but he's still just, like, even with this macro hatchery, like, at 13 minutes, he won 4 hatcheries, probably more, and you can see that even in his money, even though he's only been on 2 bases. And I mean, look at this big push coming out from teNu. He's moving across the map. There's about 5 Banelings here, and it's just not going to be enough. And, you know, maybe if Niroxs had been able to spend his money, but he's just not been able to. So many mines. It's going to make it so hard to engage nicely here. And, I mean, the meters just pop out, but they're not going to stand a chance against this many Marines. And teNu playing this out beautifully. The mines go off, and, well, everything is just getting devastated.
That's going to be it. GG.